Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the Spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Doing the work is YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. So he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Halaki from the GMS Colorado camp coming back once again through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI with another video. And this time I have an article from the New York Times, and the title reads, "The hot new COVID tech is wearable and constantly tracks you." So we're going to go into this article, and basically, man, all roads are leading to this chip, you see. They're setting up all these different devices, all these different things to get people used to dealing with technology tracking you, dealing with a technology, just you having the technology on you, then ultimately in you, you see. So they're getting the people used to seeing these things, and it's just gonna lead right into the RFID microchip, man. So I'm gonna put some scriptures first. So let's go to this. Ezekiel 3:17. "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning for me." And that's what the men of the Lord are doing, man. We are the watchmen upon the walls, man. Blowing those trumpets, telling you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that danger is coming. You see? That danger is coming. Take heed to the words that the men of the Lord are speaking, man. Because the Most High has sent us to give you warning from him, to tell you what he's about to bring to pass. You see? Because this damn devil Esau is coming with this mark of the beast, man. That's what everything is leading up to. And the thing is, it is coming faster than we actually think it is, man. So the Most High sent us to give you warning, to get you prepared for what's about to come down, man. But you jakes are refusing to take heed. So, hey, it's going to be on you. 2 Esdras 15:1. "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI." And that's what we're doing, man. We're speaking unto you Israelites, the people of the Lord, with the words the Most High has given us to speak, man. The words of prophecy, telling you what's about to come to pass before it actually happens, so you can have time to get prepared for it through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Verse 2. "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." What is that talking about? Cause these words that we speak to be written in paper, the Holy Bible, man. You see, they are faithful and true, meaning everything that's written in these scriptures is going to come to pass, man, including the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. Verse 3. "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." And if you don't believe what we're telling you, you see, that's on you, man. Your unbelief is not going to shake our faith, because we know what we believe in, man. Because that's why it tells you in Romans 3:3, "What if some did not believe? Shall that unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Yahweh forbid." Because at the end of the day, the will of the Most High is going to come to pass regardless of what you believe, man. If you don't believe, the Most High's will going to come to pass. If you do believe, the Most High's will going to come to pass, man. That's what it's all about. The Most High's will come to pass. You see? But this is for all you unbelievers right here. Verse 4. "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And that's what's about to happen, man. A whole lot of you jakes are about to die because of your unbelief, just like you did back in the wilderness, man. You see? Let's get this, man. That's Ephesians 5. Yup. Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. Because this man is coming with it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And we see exactly what this man is trying to do. We see that everything he's pushing forth is gradually getting people to having a device on them at all times. You see, to track their every move. He's getting the people's mind used to that. You see? Then he's going to bring forth that RFID chip, man. So it says what? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. We're not ignorant to what Esau is doing, man. So since we're not ignorant to what Esau is doing, it tells us in Ephesians 5:15, see that ye walk circumspectly, man. Look around. See what's going on, man. Keep up with the news. Keep up with the things what this devil is doing, man. You see? And tie it back to what's written in the scriptures. You see? That's how we're walking circumspectly, man. Watching what's going on in the earth. Watching what's going on in these cities when we're moving about these different cities around the earth, man. Walking circumspectly, you see? See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, because that's how you 2/3 are walking. You're walking as fools, man. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Jake still out here trying to goddamn celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas, when this damn man is behind the scenes preparing to come down with great wrath upon you, man. So it says what? See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. You see? And what makes us wise, man? Walking in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of YAHAWASHI. You see? Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And that's what we're coming into. That's what we're already in, man. We are in evil times, bad times, man. You see? And it's just going to get worse. And we're redeeming the time how? By doing this work for the Lord, man. You see? Supping with YAHAWASHI, or them supping with us. You see? Giving our energy unto this ministry, man. Giving our energy unto YAHAWASHI. Because heavy times are upon us, man. So let's go to this article. So I read all those scriptures so I can read through this article, because this shit is pretty long. So let's go into it. And like I said, you're just gonna see, man. All this shit is leading up to the RFID chip, man. So it says the hot new COVID tech is wearable and constantly tracks you. Sports leagues, large employers, and colleges are turning to devices that could usher in more invasive forms of surveillance. You see that? It's all gradualism, man. They're working up to the ultimate, man, the RFID chip. You see? So it goes on. In Rochester, Michigan, Oakland University is preparing to hand out wearable devices to students that log skin temperature once a minute or more than 1,400 times per day, in the hopes of pinpointing early signs of the coronavirus. In Plano, Texas, employees at the headquarters of a rental center recently started wearing proximity detectors that log their close contacts with one another and can be used to alert them to possible virus exposure. And in Knoxville, students on the University of Tennessee football team took proximity trackers under their shoulder pads during games, allowing the team's medical doctor to trace which players have spent more than 15 minutes near a teammate or an opposing player. The powerful new surveillance systems, wearable devices that can continuously monitor users, are the latest high-tech gadgets to emerge in the battle to hinder the coronavirus. Some sports leagues, factories, and nursing homes have already deployed them. Resorts are rushing to adopt them. A few schools are preparing to try them, and the conference industry is eyeing them as a potential tool to help reopen convention centers. You see, so they're letting you know that technology, you see, is going to help in the fight with this COVID-19, man. And they're coming up with all these different devices so the people can get used to this type of technology. Then they're going to come with the fucking what? The RFID chip, man. You see? So it says what? You see that shit? So it says what? Everyone is in the early stages of this, said Laura Becker, a research manager focusing on employee experience at the International Data Corporation, a market research firm. If it works, the market could be huge because everyone wants to get back to some sense of normalcy. You see that? And that's what they're going to come with, man. For everything to go back to, you already see what's going on. They got you wearing masks. Then they're going to come with the damn vaccine. You see, it's always this talk to go back to normalcy, man. There's going to be things you're going to have to do to get back to that state of being normal, you see? So-called normal. That's why they come with the vaccine, telling you that if you don't have a proof of vaccination, you're not going to be able to do nothing in society, man. All that shit is going to transition over to the RFID chip, man, to get back to some type of normalcy, you see? This is what these devils are coming with, man. So it goes on. Companies and industry analysts say the wearable trackers fill an important gap in pandemic safety. Many employers and colleges have adopted virus scanning tools like symptom checking apps and temperature scanning cameras. You see, so and to scan you for your temperature, you gotta have some type of facial recognition or body recognition, man, to track you. That's what it's all about, man. The elites are trying to be the Most High, man. You see, they're trying to be the Most High, and that's why all these things are being set up. But they are not designed to catch the estimated 40% of people with COVID-19 infections who may never develop symptoms like fevers. Some offices have also adopted smartphone virus tracing apps that detect users' proximity. But the new wearable trackers serve a different audience. Workplaces like factories, where workers cannot bring their phones, or sports teams whose athletes spend time close together. This spring, the coronavirus infections began to spike. When the coronavirus infections began to spike, many professional football and basketball teams in the United States were already using sports performance monitoring technology from Kinzon, a company in Munich whose wearable sensors track data like the athlete's speed and distance. The company quickly adapted its devices for the pandemic, introducing Safe Zone, a system that logs close contacts between players or coaches and emits a warning light if they get within 6 feet. The National Football League began requiring players, coaches, and staff to wear the trackers in September. So they like I said, they're getting the people's mind prepared to have technology, some type of tracking technology on them always, man. You see? So it goes on. The data has helped trace the contacts of about 140 NFL players. You see that? Contact tracing. You see? All that's going to be in these devices, man. And all that's going to be in the RFID chip. You see? So it says what? The data has helped trace the contacts of about 140 NFL players and personnel who have tested positive since September, including an outbreak among the Tennessee Titans, said Dr. Tom Mayer, the medical doctor of the NFL Players Association. The system is particularly helpful in ruling out people who spent less than 15 minutes near infected colleagues, he added. College football teams in the Southern Conference also uses Kinzon trackers. Dr. Chris Klink, the head team physician at the University of Tennessee, said the proximity data helped teams understand when the athletes spent more than 15 minutes close together. They discovered it was rarely on the field during games, but often on the sideline. We're able to tabulate that data, and from that information, we can help identify people who are close contacts to someone who's positive, Dr. Klink said. Civil rights and privacy experts warn that the spread of such wearable continuous monitoring devices could lead to new forms of surveillance that outlast the pandemic, and that's exactly what. That's what's coming. Said what? Ushering into the real world the same kind of extensive tracking that companies like Facebook and Google have instituted online, and that's exactly what they're doing, man. And it's going to come in what? The form of this RFID microchip, man. You see? That's what all this leads to. It all leads up to the mandatory implementation of the RFID microchip, man. If you want to go back to normal, it's going to be a requirement. You see, it's going to be made mandatory that you have this, man. That's what they're preparing the people, the minds of the people to receive, man. You see? So it goes on. They also caution that some wearable sensors could enable employers, colleges, or law enforcement agencies to reconstruct people's locations or social networks, chilling their ability to meet and speak freely. And they're trying to get rid of all your constitutional rights as well, man. And they say these data mining risks could disproportionately affect certain workers or students like undocumented immigrants or political activists. It's chilling that these invasive and unproven devices could become a condition for keeping our job. Ooh, you see that? It's chilling that these invasive and unproven devices could become a condition for keeping our jobs. You see that? That's what's coming, man. Because without this RFID chip, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. Meaning what? You're not going to be able to function in society as you're doing now if you don't have it. This is what they're preparing the people for. They already got, and they're doing it gradually. Because it's starting with the vaccine. If you don't have the vaccine, you won't be able to operate in society as you're doing now. Like I said, it's going to transition from being the vaccine to the fucking RFID chip. If you don't have it, you're not going to be able to keep your job. You're not going to be able to go shopping. You're not going to be able to do anything in the society if you don't have that chip, man. You see? This is what's coming. He says what? It's chilling that these invasive and unproven devices could become a condition for keeping our jobs, attending school, or taking part in public life. You see that? It's coming, man. Said Albert Fox Khan, executive director of the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project, a non-profit in Manhattan. Even worse, there is nothing to stop police or ICE from requiring schools and employers to hand over this data. Executive Kaizen and other companies that market the wearable tracker said in recent interviews that they had thought deeply about the novel data mining risk and had taken steps to mitigate them. Is that it? See how long this article is, man. But you get the point, man. You see? You get the point. Everything is moving gradually to this RFID microchip being made mandatory, because now they're giving what? These trackers, these tracers to have on you. You see all these different devices to have on you so you can get used to having this technology, man. You see? Then ultimately it's gonna evolve into what? Being an RFID microchip. And if you don't have it, what do you say? If you don't have it, where is it? That if you don't have it, it could be a condition for you keeping your jobs, attending school, or taking part in public life. You see that? You're going to be outcasted, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be locked out of society. This is what's coming, and that's what the prophecies say what happened, man. So let's go to it. Because that's what these devils are preparing to roll out, and that's why you see all these articles like this coming out, all this technology being developed. You see? Gradualism, man. You see them? They gradually about to push that RFID chip on you, man. So this is Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You see that? Everybody on the earth, he's going to force this upon everyone, man. There ain't going to be no exemption from this RFID chip. You see? And it will be made mandatory. You see? Matter of fact, let's get that word calls of, man. And he calls of to make. You see that? See. To make, i.e., constitute or appoint anything, to appoint, to ordain one that you must receive this chip. You see that? He's gonna write this shit into law, man. I'm saying, make one do something. You see that? That's what he's coming to do, man. He's coming to force this chip upon the whole world, man. And that's why you see all this different technology being rolled out to usher you into this implantable microchip, man. And he's going to make it mandatory. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. You see that? The mark in your hand is the RFID chip. The mark in your forehead would be something like the Neuralink, man, or any type of brain-computer interface. That's what these devils are doing. That's what they're pushing for. That's what all this talk about this damn these tracing technologies, man, it's all going to lead up to this. You see? That's what's coming. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have this RFID chip or this Neuralink, man. You see? It's going to be a requirement for you to have it if you want to partake in this society. And if you don't, you won't be able to buy or sell. You see? You won't be able to go to work. You won't be able to go to the stores. You see? You won't be able to go into restaurants. You see, you will be completely locked out of society if you don't have this RFID chip, man. You see that? Now let's go into this word mark. Now when you go into the word mark in the Greek, it goes into charagma, right? And it goes into what? A stamped and imprinted mark. Skip this part. Then you go to definition B. The mark branded upon horses. What is that, man? The mark branded upon horses. You brand your horse for what? To show ownership over that horse, man. And this is what the elites want to do with the people of the earth, beginning with you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He wants to put this chip in you to brand you as his property. You see? But as Israelites, we belong unto the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. We don't learn. We don't belong to Esau, man. So you put your mark upon, or your brand upon something to show your ownership over that thing that you branded, right? Then it goes into what the root word of karag, it goes into the word karax, and it goes into what from root word etymology from karaso, to sharpen to a point. You see, akin, through the idea of scratching. You see that? To sharpen to a point. What's that point, man? It's talking about the needle they're going to use to insert the RFID chip under your skin. It's talking about the needle they're going to use to insert that damn neural link into your brain, man. You see? This is what the Apostle John was saying. Now, when you go into this word stake, define stake, right? Now, when you go into this, and go to the origin of stake, it takes you to stick. Where you at? So when you go in the word stake, it takes you to stick, man. Old English stika of West Germanic origin related to Dutch stak also sees stick too. So when you go to stick 2, it tells you exactly what this is about, man. Stick definition 2. And it goes into push a sharp appointed object into or through something. What's that sharp appointed object? The needle they're going to use to insert the RFID chip under your skin. The needle they're going to use to insert the neural link into your brain, man. You see? That's the karax, you see? That's the karax, man. And it goes into similar words: thrust, push, insert. Insert it with the RFID chip or insert it with the neural link. Jab, dig, plunge, ram, force, poke, pry, right? And you keep going on these definitions. It goes to what? Of a pointed object, be or remain fixed with its pointed embedded in something. The needle under your skin. The needle in your brain. You see? Fix something on a point or a pointed object. Stab or pierce with a sharp object. What's the sharp object, man? The needle they're going to use to insert you with these devices, man. Insert, thrust, or push. You see? So you get the point on that. Now let's go even deeper into this word. Let's go to the root word of karax, which is, yep, that's it. Come on. The root word of karax is grapho. You see? Now what is grapho going to? To write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment paper or other material, to write with reference to the contents of writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. And what is that going into? All your information being transferred from onto that RFID chip, man, being written and stored. Your data being written and stored upon that device. Your date of birth, your height, your hair color, your eye color. You see? Your social security number. All your personal information, your bank account number, your routing number, all that, man. You see? This damn RFID chip is going to be like a one-stop shop, man. It's going to be how you going to be able to identify yourself, man. You see? They've been talking about it as well. Called what? For convenience, this, that, and the other. You see? So you see how the RFID, the mark of the beast cannot be sin because it doesn't add up to what the words are saying, man. You see, it can't be sleeping white women or an embargo, sin, all this BS that you other camps are coming with, man. When you go into these words, it clearly tells you that this RFID chip is the mark of the beast. Hey, but all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. Straight up. So, let's go on. Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to function in society as you're doing now if you don't have this chip, man. Point blank, period. And that's what they're setting up. Just like you can't go into a store without a mask on. Now that shit's going to gradually turn into, well, you can't go into a store, you can't do nothing in society if you don't have this vaccine. And that's going to transform into what? You can't go into a store, you can't do anything unless you have this mark of the beast. And if you don't have it, you won't be able to buy or sell, man. You're going to be locked out of society, as it is written. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. You see that? A man is pushing this forth. Esau, Edom is that man, beginning with their elites, man. These so-called white people are pushing this forth to basically try to enslave the whole world, man, even further than they have already done. Then it goes on to say, and his number is 603 666 is this man's number. Now, when you go into this word 666 in the Greek, it goes into chi-site stigma. When you go to the word stigma and do a web search on stigma, it goes into what? When you go into the origin of the word, in late 16th century, denoting a mark made by pricking. Denoting a mark made by pricking. You see, Brandon, via Latin from Greek stigma, a mark made by a pointed instrument, a dot. You see that? A mark made by a pointed instrument. What's that pointed instrument? The needle they're going to use to insert the RFID chip under your skin, man. You see how nothing else adds up to being the mark of the beast itself for what it is, man? The RFID chip is the mark of the beast. All this other bullshit, you other counts of spirit, it doesn't add up to what's written, man. It doesn't add up to what's written. And then, when you go into the origin of the word, it says related to stick one. But that's off. Because it's talking about wood right here. We just read that charagma is a mark made by a pointed instrument. You have to go down to the word we just came from when we came out of charax. Going into what? Stick two. It takes you back to what the mark is, man. Push a sharp appointed object into or through something, man. You see? That's why you have to go into these words to get a better understanding of what's written, man. Because when you go into these words, you clearly see that they're going to try to insert this damn chip in you, a physical chip in you, man. Push a sharp appointed object into or through something. It's going into the same word we went to when we was digging into the word charax, man. Now, when you go down to the origin of this word stick two, it goes in the Old English station of Germanic origin related to German sticken and broader, from the Indo-European root shared by Greek stizian to prick with what? That needle. Stigma. You see that? And stick two takes you back to stigma, man. It all comes full circle. A mark, and Latin instigare, spur on, early senses included pierce. What are you going to be pierced with? The needle they're going to use to insert the RFID chip under your skin, or the needle they're going to use to insert the neural link into your brain, man. You see? So early senses included pierce and remain fixed by its embedded pointed end. You see? This is what this man is pushing forth, and this is what he's preparing the world for gradually, man. For the full implementation of this RFID microchip. That's what's coming, man. Now, since we got that, let's get the judgment and what's written for any of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who decide to go get this chip. This is the judgment that's going to be rained down upon you from the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, bahasham YAHAWASHI, man. So Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. This is the judgment written for any of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who go and decide to get this damn RFID chip, man. You're going to be destroyed with fire and brimstone in the form of nuclear missiles, man. Because that's the judgment of the so-called white man. And if you decide to go get that damn chip, you're basically pledging allegiance unto Esau, Edom, and saying that he is your God. So you're going to receive the same judgment that this damn devil receives, man. You see? Great death by way of fire, man. You see? That's what's coming. Revelation 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest, night nor day. It's like a day nor a night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So you're going to be destroyed, man. You're going to be destroyed. And the thing is, if you take it, that's on you, man, because you have the prophets out here putting out video after video after video talking about this damn RFID chip, man, and what this damn devil is bringing forth. We have been sent from the Heavenly Father to give you warning about what's about to happen. And if you don't take heed, guess what? That blood is upon that blood is upon you, man. Because we're out here blowing the trumpet and giving you warning as we have been commanded to do, to let you know to stay away from this damn vaccine, to stay away from this RFID chip, man. You see? Us as Israelites are not to partake in this madness, man. But are you Jakes taking heed? Are you listening? No. So you're going to be taking in it, man. But we're doing our jobs, man. We're doing what we have been commanded to do, to give you warning of what the Most High is about to bring down through Esau Edom, man. You see, and this RFID chip is the end-all, be-all, man. If you get this damn chip, your ass is done. Ain't no repenting from it. Ain't no taking it out at the last minute. Ain't none of that bullshit, man. If you get this chip, you will be destroyed by fire and brimstone in the form of 200 million thermonuclear warheads, man. You see, that's what's coming. That's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. But, hey, for the men of the Lord, for the true believers, man, matter of fact, and to show you that this chip will be made mandatory, and they're gonna be consequences for not taking it. You see, Revelation 20:4 tells you, man. Oh, and speaking of that, a brother just made a video how Canada is ordering fucking hydraulic guillotines, man. You see, and the report came out a couple years ago how America has fucking 30,000 guillotines prepared to be shipped to these different cities, man. Why is that? Because when they come forth with this RFID chip and you don't take it, there's going to be consequences for that. And that's written in the scriptures as well, man. That some brothers are going to have to suffer, you see, for not taking that RFID chip. And it tells you right here in Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. You see that? How you beheaded? Having your head chopped off, man. You see? And that's why they buying these guillotines, to fulfill this prophecy. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI and for the word of the Most High. You see that? For them standing in boldness for Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, standing stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. And refusing this damn RFID chip, man. And they were beheaded because of it. And it goes on to say, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. See, that's why they were beheaded, man, because they refused that RFID chip. That's going to be the consequence, man. You see, of not taking that chip. And that's why they have all these guillotines being prepared. That's why they out here putting contracts for to have hydraulic guillotines built, man, to behead anyone who refuses this chip. That's what's coming, man. But us as servants of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, we have nothing to worry about, man. See, because that's a noble death if we have to go by guillotine, standing stiffly for the name of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Because when it happens, you see, it tells you right here, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. Why? Because they refused to be down with Esau's beast system, and they refused to live in his image. They refused to receive his mark, man. And stood stiffly and boldly for Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and they're going to reign forevermore with YAHAWASHI in the kingdom of heaven, man. That's what's written. So it's a reward for the men of the Lord to refuse this RFID chip, man. Because if we refuse it and have to depart from this body, we're going to enter into what? Everlasting life, man. As YAHAWASHI has promised, right? And he's also promised to do this for us, man. Revelation 3:10. Because I has kept the word of my patience, meaning this truth, continue to be diligent, continue to push this word, continue to go in the highways and byways, continue to do the things that we need to do for Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, man. Holding on to this truth, like I said, I'm going to read all that too. So going on, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And the hour of temptation is when this RFID chip is finally made mandatory, you see. And if you don't have it, like it told you in the prophecy, you won't be able to operate in society, man. But YAHAWASHI said, since we kept this truth, we kept being diligent and obedient and faithful, he's going to keep us from this time, man. And that's why I tell you all throughout the scriptures that the Most High is going to feed his men. He's going to take care of his men. Because what? They're being faithful unto Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You see? So this hour of temptation is when this RFID chip is made mandatory, and it's going to be pushed upon the whole world, man. Everyone is going to be tried through this, man. Especially you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see? This is coming, and this is what these damn devils are preparing, man. This is what Esau Edom is bringing forth through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. So, verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see that? We're supposed to hold this truth fast, that no man take thy crown, man. We got to endure through all tribulation and hell that's coming, man. Knowing and understanding that the Most High is going to take care of us through it all, man. You see? Verse 12. And he that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven for my power, and I will write upon him my new name. We're going to be changed, man. Giving those new bodies. Having the law, statutes, and commandments in us, man. Giving those crowns, man. You see? You see? Completely righteous. For standing in boldness against wickedness, man. Because that's what we're doing, man. You see? Standing in great boldness against the workers of iniquity, man. Through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. You see? And that is going to be a great reward for that, man. A very, very, very great reward, man. So, yeah. These devils are coming with it. And that's why you saw this technology being pushed forth, because it's going to usher in the RFID chip, man. Which is the mark of the beast. Believe it or not. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. With that, I'm going to say shalom, wa, abba, abba.